Folks, before we start, can I invite everyone to come,
please,
forward? Come bring your chairs
Please.
forward. Come join us. Please. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, you can do way better than that. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Much better. We are thrilled you are all here, and we're thrilled to be here. I am Rabbi Ilana Nematoff Bressler. I am joined by Rabbi Zach Pleasant.
Yeah, that's me. This is Agnes Waldman. She's a cantorial student at HUC. We are so grateful and lucky to have her with us. I've been asked by my doctor to sing less than I have been singing, and so Agnes graciously offered to spend her Friday night with us, helping bring our music, our services, to continue to uplift them like we always do on the beach. So thank you, Agnes, for being here, and welcome.
We also have Mike and Sean and Eric and Stephanie and Robert, and we have Jerry, I saw. We are so glad that so many of you are here as well. And tonight we began by singing Ma Tovu. Usually we sing it in the morning, but tonight, on the evening before we'll read it in our Torah, we found it fitting to begin our service with words proclaiming how fantastic our tents are. And indeed, what a more beautiful place to pray tonight than here at the beach, not quite under tents, but under our imaginary tent. For indeed, this is our dwelling place, our tent this evening. To help illuminate our tent, to bring just a little more warmth to our dwelling place for this evening, we have a birthday. Wendy, where are you? Wendy, will you come up and light our Shabbat candles in honor of your birthday? If it's anyone else's birthday, come on up with her to light our candles. And we are so happy to help wish you happy. Is it someone else's birthday?
Oh my gosh.
Come on up. I can't see who that is. Come on up. Jane Rubenstein, come on, thank you. Come on up to light the Shabbat candles for us. Our Shabbat blessings are on page 120.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. We come to the section of our service known as Kabbalat Shabbat. Kabbalat Shabbat means the receiving of Shabbat. And the mystics in Sfat would run out into the fields with joy, with abundant joy, run out to greet Shabbat, to await the arrival of Shabbat. And that image to me has always been more poignant outside. So we're here at the beach, we can stay in our seats, but metaphorically, let us be out eagerly awaiting the arrival of Shabbat. We sing these psalms of joy. Another thing I was told by my doctor is that outside, your voice doesn't carry as far. So if any of you don't feel comfortable singing in public, tonight is the night to do it, because nobody will really hear you. So let us exemplify that joy, that exuberant, that anticipation of receiving Shabbat with these joyful songs, these psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat, beginning on page 131. We will continue on pages 138 and 139 with Echad Dodi. We will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And on the 9th verse, we will rise. And instead of facing the entrance, the parking lot where we came in, let's turn this way and watch this beautiful sunset. Really lean in to the wonder of nature, the beauty of this space that we are in for Shabbat on the beach. So verse 1, 2, 5, and then we'll rise before verse 9 and watch as the sun continues to set right here.
Stay standing and turn to page 146 for Baruch. and that was the only time that the numbers weren't in order. We'll go forward in a moment to page 152. Before that, we have a prayer Ma'ariv Aravim, and it's about the evening coming on, and a poet, Ganila Norris, represents that spirituality so beautifully that I wanted to share it with you tonight. Without this darkness, there's no awareness of light. And without this light, there's no awareness of darkness. In the flickering of the flame, in the delicate filament of the bulb, and in our sun. It is the light that is also the dark, and the dark that is also the light. I shall never understand this mystery. Light and dark are somehow the same.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Micha Mocha, our song for freedom, is on page 158. This setting is one of my favorites because to lean into that theme of where we are again, this setting to me evokes being outdoors, being on the water, swaying back and forth as the waves come in and out. Page 158. Hashkivenu, asking for God's shelter and protection, can be found on page 161. This is number 2 in your prayer books.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu lisha
Being in such a special place asks for a special way to pray sometimes. So for our Amidah this evening, we invite you to find your own space, whether you're listening to whatever is happening out there or whether you're listening to the voice inside. We invite you to find your own space. Go down to the water, watch the sun thinking it's about to set, listen to the sound of, I don't actually hear that many kids, but maybe our kids will start playing. And we remind you that when we start singing Shalom Rav, we invite you to come back so that we can continue our service. We rise, if you want to use the prayer book, pages 164 through 180, or using those words in your heart, find your own spot. I want page 178.
180.
Please be seated. Meditation, hope, community, uplift, healing. We know there are many among us in need of healing, and maybe even we ourselves are in need of healing, of illness of mind, body, or spirit. The names of those in need of healing who have been made known to us are Yisrael Avraham Ben Chia Rachel, Marta Adams, Marlene Blumenthal, James Bruni, Frida Easton, Steve Elliott, Jackie Fuchs, Roy Fuchs, Lanny Gans, Skylar Grossberg, Jeff Helfand, David Hidalgo, Peter Hort, Penny Castley, Ann Beth Katz, Natalie Kellner, Phyllis Kamansky, Mark Krigsman, Sophie Lasry, Don Matthews, Tammy Molman, Barbara Nash, Ruth Ocean, Alton Parody, Francine Plaza, Carol Randall, Dorothy Reynolds, Robbie Rajano, Deborah Lynn Ross, Michael Selikov, Cantor Richard Silverman, Kathy Soroka, Esther Stone, Karen Sugarman, Sandy Troy, Joan Wetzler, Yochebed Sarah Bat Etzel, Rivka Bat Chayev and Mordechai. If there's someone you're thinking of in need of healing, I invite you to share their name aloud. hold them in our hearts, and we join together on 371 in Misha Berach. When I was 14 years old, my family participated in a congregational trip to Israel. I remember the giant ice cream pops, the popsicles, Hebrew everywhere, the falafel and hummus. We did an archaeological dig and spent time in Sfat. I read Torah at Rachel's grave on the shores of the Kinneret, and my brother became bar mitzvah on the southern steps of the temple in Jerusalem. But what I remember most vividly was that my brother played a donkey. We were at Caesarea, and that was where my dad, the rabbi, had chosen for us to act out that week's Torah portion, Parashat Balak. So my brother William was typecast as the donkey. Stubborn, it worked. I don't remember the lesson we were supposed to learn from that short play, sorry Abba, but I vividly recall the talking donkey. Since I went into the family business and this week happens to be the same Torah portion, I thought I might try to recreate the story and see if there's a lesson for today that might resonate. So Leah and Keelan and Logan, will you come up and help me, please? They're gonna help act out the story. So the characters are Balak, Balaam, the donkey, and the angel. Logan, just chill for a second. So Balak said to his advisors, hey advisors, go get me Balaam. Logan, raise your hand. Go get me Balaam, the non-Hebrew dude who can curse anyone I want him to. I want him to curse the Hebrews because they tried to destroy my people, and that's not cool. They go and ask. God and Balaam discuss, and God says to Balaam, nope, sorry, can't do. You can't go. The Hebrews are a blessed people, and they cannot be cursed. Balaam then turns to the messengers and says, nope, I can't go. God won't let me. The messengers return and give Balak the message, and he is furious. So he sends more important messengers to beg of Balaam to go. Balaam goes to God and says, God, can I go? God says, fine, go with these guys. I guess they're more important, but you can only say what I tell you to. Okay, fine. So Balaam, hey, Balaam, stand up. Balaam saddles his donkey, and they set out on the way. God was furious with him for going, even though God gave him explicit permission to go bless the Hebrews. So God sent an adversary against him. Balaam rides along. His donkey sees an angel of God with a sword drawn and swerves to avoid it. Balaam beats the donkey. Big, Logan, big. They continue. The angel was in the lane again. The donkey pressed Balaam's leg into a wall, and Balaam beat his donkey again. They continued. The angel positioned itself in such a way so the donkey couldn't swerve. So the donkey sat right where it was and stopped moving. Balaam beat the donkey again. At this point, God opened up the donkey's mouth and she said to Balaam, "Yo, why beat me? I've always listened to you up until this point. Don't you see the scary thing with a sword right in front of me?" Then God opened up Balaam's eyes and he saw the angel with the sword. And Balaam said, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there, weird angel thing. Please forgive me. If I'd known it was you, I never would have beat my donkey." The angel said, "But you did. You beat your donkey, and if the donkey hadn't moved out of my way, I'd have killed you for going on this errand to curse the Hebrews. At this point, you've come far enough. I guess you might as well go, but you can only say what God tells you to say." So Balaam gets back on his donkey, and they arrive at the steeps of Moab above the Hebrews and bless the Hebrews. Can we get a round of applause for them? Thank you, friends. Oh, Logan, are you okay? Not cursing others. Listening when God tells you to do something. Pretty good lessons. But the lesson that feels most important to me tonight is a different one. One that definitely pertains to my life and likely has some relevance to yours as well. Sometimes, when an impediment is right in front of us, we cannot see it until someone or something points it out to us. Balaam couldn't see the angel of God. God had actually blinded him to the angel and in a way was testing Balaam to see how he would respond. The conclusion? Not so well. But he apologized. Anyway, in our lives today, we face dozens of impediments to our success and our happiness. And we know they're there. We get in our own way so often. We're wrapped up in our own lives and what has to happen today, tomorrow, and the next day. When we do that, we don't often act in our best interests. Or we're harmful or harsh to others. Or we're irritable to be around. Let me share an example from the past few months. I was dragging. Emotionally and physically, I couldn't summon the energy continuing the way I had been and was tired all the time. As is typical for me, I pushed harder. I went for longer bike rides and did anything I could do to tire myself out to sleep more at night. Some part of me knew that I needed a break, but I still beat the hypothetical donkey relentlessly. When I became so tired that I couldn't keep my eyes open, I thought nothing of it. Then I took a COVID test. Turns out I had COVID. My body was fighting a fever of 101 degrees, and that was the only way I finally took time to stop and rest. I'm not saying I got COVID as a sign to slow down. That's not how my theology works. But I wasn't able to see the proverbial writing on the wall and slow down enough to give me a break until my body forced me to do so. And after 7+ days of isolation and numerous days of doing nothing but sitting outside and watching TV on my iPad, I have to admit my body was much more rested and I could think a little more clearly. I have to do less in my day because I literally cannot keep up the pace I was setting for myself before. I have to slow down a little bit and take things as they come. I even had to rest this evening before the service because I knew I wouldn't have enough energy if I didn't. One day I'll get my full energy back, and hopefully with the help of my husband and wonderful friends, plus the insight of the past few months, I'll be better able to pace myself throughout the day. I pray you didn't and don't experience any of this dragging fatigue or fever or COVID at all. It's awful. Well, my example was quite extreme, I'd say, and certainly something I wouldn't wish on any of you. I would suggest that there are probably moments in each of our lives that aren't too dissimilar. I imagine we all have moments where we can't see the hypothetical angel of God because we're too stubborn, blind, or unaware to notice it. The message becomes convoluted by life. So we need the donkey to stop in the road and refuse to move before we can finally face the message in front of us. So what can you not see in front of you? Or put another way, what have you intentionally ignored because it's scary or hard or you simply don't want to think about it? Maybe it's guilt, a sharp tongue, a lead foot while driving, eating too much junk food, whatever it is. It's often hard to see what we are missing, which is why the donkey is one of the most key parts of this story. Find a trusted loved one or friend and talk to them. Ask them what you might be missing or need to see more clearly. It took others pointing it out for me to realize just how much slowing down helped me be more grounded. Delve into what it means to see that aspect of yourself and then what you can do to make it better. For our Torah is meant to help us dig into deeper truths about who we are and how we show up in the world. Parashat Balak, with this story of Balaam and Balak and a talking donkey, brings us this lesson about opening our eyes to that which we've been blinded. And here's the key part: doing something about it. Balaam had to apologize to the donkey and to the angel before he was able to continue on his journey. And because of this encounter, he was put in his place, knowing he had to do exactly what God had commanded him: only speak God's words. When you leave here tonight, you will not magically be able to see what's been occluded. Sadly, that's not how life or sermons work. But I'd like to ask that each of us take a moment over the next week to imagine what our lives would be like with fewer impediments. What might each of us be able to do or see or be without that exhaustion, the emotional pain, or the anger? What would the world look like with more awareness? One last nugget we can take away from the experience of Balaam and the donkey is what he ultimately set out to do. Balaam's task was to go to the Israelites and eventually bless them. When we are able to see these impediments ahead of us and begin to deal with them, we see more blessings in our lives as well. In the small moments of renewed connection, in the large moments of increased energy, and in the in-between moments of balance and calm. Not only do we find blessing, but we're able to bring more blessing into the world through who we are and how we act, unimpeded. Looking back on my time at the amphitheater in Caesarea, I know that seeing my brother as a donkey will stay with me forever. Not because it was hilarious, because it was, but because this story of Balaam and the donkey is one of opening up one's eyes to elements of the world we cannot see without assistance, and then seeing the blessing that flows from there. That is a message I will carry with me, and hopefully each of you will do so as well.
Yashka.
I am the one you have loved for many years. I walk beside you all day and look intently at you. I put my mouth against your heart, though you're not aware of it. Our loved ones are with us in many moments, and we hold their memories close to our hearts, even as they reach out to kiss ours. So tonight and every night, we remember. We have not yet laid her to rest, but yesterday, Arlene Rosenthal passed away. She will be buried on Sunday, and the funeral is at the temple at 11 a.m., and anyone who would like to be there is invited. Shiva will be on Sunday and Monday from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Rosenthal house. Please let me know if you would like to come, and I can give you the address. We remember those who were taken from us within the past month. Sam Richter, father of Jen and Rob Bernstein. Barbara Goldstein, mother of Susan and Richard Raphael. Marcia and David Rosen. Grandmother of Justin and Maxine, Adam and Christina, Daniel, Jordana, Joshua, and Jennifer. Edward Hennick, cousin of Michael and Sarah Schlechter. Edward Gaynor, father of Beth and Michael Lapat and Kenneth and Tanya Gaynor. Grandfather of Allison, Mia, Emerson, Joshua, and Nathan. Ruth Jean Block Harris, mother of Wendy and Jeff and Dan Harris. Jane Harris and Jeff Hawthorne, grandmother of Stephen, Katie, Michael, Zoe, Dylan, Alex, and Ben Zichrono Livracha, wife of Michael Harris Zichrono Livracha. Ted S. Gladstone, father of Liz and David, Richard and Lisa, and Julie and Laurent, grandfather of Jennifer, Andrew, Matthew, Joshua, Chloe, Emily, Margot, Ella, and Stephen Zichrono Livracha, and husband to Alexandra Zichrono Livracha. And we remember those whose yahrzeits occur: Jerome Ash, Benjamin Robert Bader, Ethel Bierman, Mark Feldman, Harry Friedman, Marshall Gans, Stuart Handelman, William Henkin, Regina Hirsch, Ivan Hirsch, Harriet Helper Hirsch, Ann Kaplan, Joseph Kesselman, Stefina A. Corin, Phoebe Kramer, Abram Magida, Herbert Myers, Laurel Lori Pamer, Herbert Sherman Rosenblatt, Ruth Rubenstein, Selma Schlechter, Edward Schwartz, Arthur Sipowitz, Maurice A. Walkstein Jr., Leon Weingarten, Florence Whitco, Gertrude Zlatkin. If there's someone you're remembering this evening, I invite you to say their name aloud. We remember them and we rise as a sacred community, turning to page 598 as we join in Kaddish Yatom. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amira me'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim alinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Osei shalom mimromav, huya osei shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, Amen.
Osei shalom b'imromav, uyasei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Please be seated. Shabbat Shalom, friends.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are so glad you are here with us at the beach. Once we've done Kiddush and Motzi, in the back corner, you will find pizza and wine and all sorts of goodies. So feel free to stay and have dinner if you didn't bring dinner with you. If you are under B'nai Mitzvah age and you are in Kesher or will be in Kesher, you'll come up for Kiddush and Motzi, and then after that, come find me, because if you are in Kesher and you attend 4 Shabbat services throughout the year, you get pizza or ice cream party. And so I want to make sure we get your name on the list so we can make that happen for you. Any other announcements?
We'll be back at the beach.
We'll be back at the beach in 2 weeks on July 29th, so we'd love to have you. And with that, anyone who's under B'nai Mitzvah age, I know I have more than these 3. Come on up. You'll get challah. Come on up.
We're going to start with Kiddush on page 123.
Kiddush is on page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yava uvratzon hilchilanu. Zikaron lemasei bereshit, ki hu yom techila, v'mikra'ei קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים. בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת.
L'chaim. And for Motzi, everyone get close to Rabbi Pleasant so you can all come.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Yeah, audio vote, yeah. Should I wait for Zach? No. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.